go.
Well, g'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Blueforce Park for round 3 of the Westpac Women's Premiership. I'm Donny Burl. I'm joined by Dave McRae. North Beach versus Joondalup. The Sea Eagles, they lost right on the bell in round 2. We saw Joondalup win right on the bell in round 1. How does this one go, Dave?
God, really good question, Donny. I've got no idea. I think it's all going to come down to the benches or the lack of. We saw last week that North Beach struggled with numbers. We think they might be struggling with numbers again. But in saying that, I was surprised that Beach were able to, if it wasn't for that mistake late in the game, 5 yards out, they probably could have held on to win it. So I think it's going to come down to who can hold the most, who can run it out. But with no one on the bench, you'd have to say at the moment, Joondalup's probably going to be the favourite.
I think you're right, but the man that might know a little bit more is a man down on the sideline, Jason Gabriel. Jason, you've watched the teams warm up. You've been there. You've seen them very, very close. Are you seeing anything on the sideline to give you an indication as to who might win this game?
Oh, look, I'm not, guys, and good evening. Great to be here. If you've got less numbers, it's always going to be a harder night. You can't sub. You don't have people to take on, obviously tired players. So, look, Joondalup are certainly going to be favourites just purely on numbers, but I'm really looking forward to an exciting game.
Absolutely. I think we're all looking forward to this one. The Giants, the defending premiers in the Westpac Women's Premiership. And, that round 1 game, they looked beat that whole game, Dave, against Ellenbrook, and then they found a way.
Came from nothing. I think, obviously, this season, somewhat, I was a bit disappointed that we've lost a couple of teams this year, but you got to get some silver lining in every crowd. Something that is a positive this year is we've got a consolidation, and we've seen the first couple of rounds. You just highlighted 2 games that have gone down to the wire, and I think this year we're going to have we've only got two games each round, but each one's going to be an absolute cracker. And we just hope that this Beach team, they're a young team, and we've seen them over the past few years as well. They need to take that next level. Hopefully today they can put in a good show against the defending premiers.
Yeah, it's certainly something we've said, I think, over the last couple of seasons is North Beach, they're a team that has an awful lot of talent, and here they are up on your screen at fullback April Allen, on the wing Gabby Mouet and Rachel Lowndes. Tanika Donivati and Ada Cox are the centres, halves of Mel Toby and Shamandale Fahunga, and Nikita Maki and Kira McCaskill up front with Enahera Tirarui and Hinaru Thompson and Annette Morrison making up, it's only 12 that we've got
only
listed
12,
there.
Yeah.
It looks like they might have a couple of extra numbers that we don't have on our team sheet, but
Look, we hope so for their sake and for the sake of the game that I do have some more numbers, at least 13. Otherwise, it'll be tough from the outset. But if we go over that, we have a look at the Joondalup side. That just stacked full of talent, Donny.
It absolutely is. It's a very, very strong side. Tario Herrera at fullback, Amata Moaka in jersey 24 will be on the wing with Kennedy Joe Solomon, Brianna Bunce and Topaz Porter in the centres. Anika Stevens back. We didn't get to see her in round 1. She's an important cog.
She's big in, isn't she?
It's a pretty good player to be able to bring in alongside Elle Warren. Up front, Chanel Edwards and Kiri Smiler. Tyra Parakura-Shernak is the dummy half. In the back row, Ashley Jupp, Emmaria Edwards and Shanae Gilmore-Spence, and they have a pretty stacked bench as well. Sophie Foxtrot, Shauna Naria, Shayla Matanga and Sienna Hodge-Sekic. Frida Smith is a late omission.
So just 30 seconds from kick-off. Second week in a row down at Blueforce Park, Donny. It's becoming a tradition.
It certainly is. It's a great venue here. It's always a ground that's kept in immaculate condition. Looks a picture again tonight. And, we love our Friday night rugby league here in the West. And Liam Noonan looks like he's got the whistle again for a Friday night, making his way out to the middle with his touch judges. The teams won't be too far away. They're ready to go.
Well, yeah, I've given you my tip. Maybe we might go back down to Jace Gabriel and, mate. I know we're throwing you in the mud so much, to speak. Who are you going to back in? Is it going to be Joondalup, given they got the bench?
Oh, look, I think so. Yeah, look, it's going to be hard, right? This is a long game, 60 minutes. If you don't have a bench to sub, you're asking your players to really, really dig deep. So, look, you have to go Joondalup tonight. But like I said, they've both played well in their first two games. Or one game for Joondalup. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to an exciting game. That's really what I'm looking forward to.
Well, we hope so. Hopefully the home team can bring it like they did last week. We'll go to you throughout the evening, Jace, and get all the insights. Feel free to chime in when you need to.
Yeah, we're not too far away from a kick-off as we see... we see the numbers of the Joondalup Giants just filling up your screen. It's that stark difference. But we saw last week. We saw last week with only 13 players.
I could not believe it. I could not believe that that North Beach. And again, I made the point. I think had they not made that error, had they not made that knock on, it was about 5 yards out late in the second half. They probably could have held on to win it. In the end, it was a little bit of luck that got Ellenbrook over the line, and a fantastic goal kick as well from Superboot. Hopefully they can do the same again.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Kaylee Thompson. Yeah, with the field goal to win the game.
It's great to have her back.
Well, it's not too often you see a field goal in this level of rugby league at all. So to see one. Coming from 16-6 down with not too much time left, it was a very exciting finish, as it was the week before when the Giants finished over the top of the Rabbitohs. So they've been involved in a couple of absolute thrillers to kick us off in season 2024. Let's see if we can have a third thriller in the Westpac Women's Premiership as the Joondalup Giants get us underway down to Annette Morrison. And the Giants looking to set the tone with their defence early. Quick play the ball. As the Seagulls come over towards the middle of the park. So the Giants looking to move up. Dummy and go from Toby. Not fallen for by anybody. They're slowing that right down. Some good defence there. From Edwards, now Thompson. Inaru Thompson taking it up towards the halfway line. She's moved into jersey 10. Now Funga to Toby. A little bit slow motion out the back to Allen. She's put it down. And, everything in that set looked a little bit slow motion, Dave.
It looked a bit... it just looked a bit stagnant and a bit tough, like a bit stiff. Not a great start.
Well, now the Giants, they get the ball in pretty good field position. We'll see what sort of attitude the home team have come with. There's one off the ruck. It goes to Warren. Warren gets the pass away, forced a little pass to Bunce. You hear the screams from the sideline to hold on to it. Now they look to ruck through the middle through Gilmore Spence. They're just 20 metres away from the try line. You see them sit out to the left. Smiler wants a run. And she gets one. Goes straight back at the markers. Bounces, spins away from one. Put down just 15 out from the Seagulls line. Parakura Shernak to Stevens. Stevens goes the short ball. Porter, Topaz Porter, makes it look too easy.
Too easy. Just put the elbow up, put the pill under the wing and bang, straight through. She had options as well on the left as well, so they were going to score regardless.
Well, I might go down to Jason Gabriel. Jace, it was a pretty good start there for the Giants, both in defence and their first use of the ball. They're looking pretty sharp.
Yeah, absolutely. That was good fluid movement, and like Dave said, I had a good view of that, and they had plenty of numbers on the outside, and a fantastic start for them.
It certainly was, and now a chance to go out to a 6-0 lead. Unica Stevens with the conversion attempt. And knocks it over, makes no mistake at all. And the Giants, that is a fast start. They lead 6-0 on the Fuel to Go and Play scoreboard. Very early days. But the signs already there that it might be a long night here for the Seagulls. It hasn't been quite as bright a start as they had last weekend. The Seagulls making their way up to the halfway line as we get the updated team list from North Beach. They do have a few extra numbers, which is a positive. Danielle Parker lining up for North Beach, which is well, it adds plenty of experience to their side.
It's a handy inclusion.
Former Jillaroo, absolute superstar of our competition, but certainly at the back end of the career. Great that she is still putting a hand up to help out as the Joondalup Giants again through Smiler. Well, she had a good carry just before the try was scored only moments ago. Stevens, well, just overrunning it that time. Was Porter the try scorer.
Just sneaking forward a bit there.
Yeah, crawling, picking up an extra couple of centimetres. Every inch counts. As Gilmore Spence gets to the end of the set, and there's a good set after points. And Stevens again looks to put the polish on it, putting it down into a corner. Well, if that had been accurate, there was only Giants chasers. April Allen was caught out of position. The winger wasn't back. That was danger signs.
It was a really well placed kick too. They've got they look like a different team, Donny, than they did last week. I don't know, maybe some extra players they've put in too much of a comfort zone. They definitely haven't turned on the heat yet, the home side.
They certainly don't seem to be playing at the same pace.
Oh, again, even just slow off the line there too.
Stopping as they get to the line. And Joondalup, well, let's give credit to the Giants as well. They certainly have turned up tonight. They look ready to roll. They had last week off.
And I think if you saw the tape last week as well, you'd probably, if you're Giants, you're turning up, making sure you're switched on the way that the Seagulls attacked Ellenbrook last week.
Absolutely. Well, they've still got some quality out there, and it is only 6-0, but we see another error from North Beach. Just nothing seems as sharp and as crisp as it did just 7 days ago.
We're only 5 minutes in, Tony. This is a bit worrying. You don't want to be moving your opposition up the field.
We're just handing over possession in good territory. The Giants, they seem to be doing absolutely everything right at the moment, and North Beach doing absolutely everything wrong. A scrum penalty.
That's I haven't seen one of them for a couple of years.
I see one, I think, just about every time Liam Noonan referees a game. He loves a scrum penalty, Liam. I think he does it just to get a mention on the broadcast. He's a bit Hollywood, Liam. But here we have Ashley Jupp taking the first hit up from the restart. Ran into a sister actually pre-game, Lisa, so big shout out to her. She saw my bag and had to come up and have a chat. As we see Edwards pushing towards the try line, she's just a couple of metres short. Parakura Shernak waits, goes to Smiler, catches it, looks to step as she caught the ball.
That was better speed off the line.
Yeah, Toby was right up in her face, and then Enahera, short pass, running the crash line. They get plenty of numbers there to prevent Edwards from getting over. But they dive over on the final play, and a knock on. Well, I thought she'd got there, just picked it up and throw it over the line, easy as you like.
Well, Liam was straight onto it. He was right there.
Right on the spot. North Beach, they desperately need a completed set. They need to find some way of getting up the other end of the field.
Just need to put 5 good tackles in, hold the ball.
Now they try and ruck it through the middle, and it's a pretty big middle that the Giants bring with Kiri Smiler and Chanel Edwards. I don't know whether they're the two you want to run at. So you're going to run between players, not those two.
You run around them, not at them.
Well, that might be a message to get out. They hold that one up, out to Allen. Allen tips it on a little bit further wide for Thompson. Again, a little flat-footed. Allen tries to pick up the pace, catches it the advantage line, sees just one in front of her, generally breaks that first tackle, but picks up good metres on the 4th tackle, and they get through their set. They put it down the other end. And a chance now.
Not much of a chase.
Well, there's still a chance now to put on some pressure.
There you go. Let's get more of that.
Kennedy Joe Solomon brings it back. Try and work for a mistake. Well, they might not need a mistake as they shoot off down this sideline. Herrera puts it. Here comes Allen, April Allen coming across. Try saver, April Allen. Well, they're still there. Topaz Porter will go from dummy half and won't be stopped.
What's Liam saying? He's saying all clear. What a run, what a tackle.
Well, they did everything right, the North Beach Sea Eagles, but you pointed out there wasn't the chase on the kick.
No.
Lack of attention to detail at the back end of it.
And you can't leave it, you can't leave it up to one player. I mean, Allen's made that run down the far edge, and then now she's the one, she's the one here. Where's she come from?
Yeah.
She's come from last week to lay that. So you can't leave it up to one player and then, just sloppy work getting back. Yeah, quick play the ball, bang. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fantastic run from Taria Herrera down that left-hand touchline. Nika Stevens from the sideline. Doesn't waste too much time. Gets into it. But waved away 10 points to 0 on the Fuel to Go and Play scoreboard. Jace, the crowd must have got up and about with that long run from the Joondalup fullback.
Oh, I've got the Joondalup team bench just on the right of me, and they were happy about it, I can tell you that. What a fend-off, and the turn of speed, just incredible. But the speed from Allen to get across to even make an attempt to save the try is impressive as well. So, look, Joondalup are just all over them at the moment, and it's going to be a long way back, especially now that we're only 7 or 8 minutes in the game.
Jace, what are you hearing from the Seagulls bench? Are you hearing much chatter? What's the vibe like there?
Oh, it's very quiet. Yeah, I mean, there's only a handful of people sitting on it, so but yeah, there's not much. There's not much going on.
Yeah, mostly staff, I think, sitting on the bench there tonight for North Beach. It hasn't been the best of starts for them at home as well. You think they want to show some pride here, and try and keep themselves in the game, but they're up against a quality unit. The kick-off, just dancing around. Moika. She eventually gets onto it though and doesn't allow it to go over the sideline as Jupp carries that one forward, put onto her back. Good tackle from Tiruhui. So try and put some sort of dominance in. That pass that's very well held by Edwards. She knows the commentary team have long memories about every time she ever drops a ball, so she made sure she caught that one. Fantastic work as Allen gets on that kick. It sits up nicely for her.
Got a feeling you'll be calling that name a lot tonight, Donnie.
Now they try and work down a short side. And again, Joondalup just doing all the little things right, getting through their sets, getting to their kicks, turning the North Beach side around. And they seem a little bit devoid of energy and ideas as they go through the middle now through Rachel Lowndes, who shifted in from the wing to the middle of the field tonight. There's a good charge. Very good carry through the middle. So they try and change the momentum of this game. Funga puts boot to ball. Taken nicely. Moika looks to stand up one, comes back in field. Ada Cox had it covered, but she's still skipping out of tackles. Mata Moika, good run there. They get out of dummy half now, the Giants. Spinning up over the 30-metre line is Hodge Zekic out onto the field. And now Gilmore Spence. So again, they're just playing that power game. And here comes the power of Chanel Edwards.
Good tackle.
Down low from Funga. Good technique as Stevens goes to the line. Well, it's great having a line running centre outside you, like Topaz Porter already got two. North Beach, they're just holding on. Maria Edwards gets that pass out. They spin towards the try line on tackle 5, and North Beach, they hold on. Foxcroft can't get across.
It's good coverage there from, was it Morrison?
It was Morrison, great defensive player. Comes up with a stop. And now some hard yards to be made.
Jeez, they're making them earn everything, aren't they?
It's never an easy place to start with the ball, and Lowndes put a hand up and said, I'll have a go. And they follow up with another run out of dummy half.
A bit high, that one.
Well, just on the shoulder, so ruled play on. A couple of good runs there. Brittany Rogers, a player that we didn't have on the team sheet, so yeah, she certainly had a bit of an impact in jersey number 5. I don't know much about Brittany Rogers, but maybe something that Jace can find out as Thompson strides into the backfield. Hinaru Thompson, what a fend! Is there another one? The cover comes from behind to make the tackle on Hinaru Thompson. Now the pass, it hits the deck. Lowndes gets hold of it. Does she send it wider out to Toby? Toby rolls it in behind and plucked by Topaz Porter, who looks to counter-attack straight away for the Giants. She's still going, standing in the tackle.
Great run. I don't think she got the bounce she was looking for there, Donnie. Just came off the tip and just held up straight to the bread basket. Easy take in the end, but what a great run.
Well, that's the first really good run that we've seen from North Beach. Maybe that's a chance to change momentum. It's just 10 points to 0. They're certainly not out of it. As Kiri Smiler running across field, looks to straighten now, and again carries 2-3. Very, very difficult to put down. Parakura Shernak gets out of dummy half, ducks underneath the tackle there of Cox. Gets a pass away, shrugging away from more tackles is Hodshekik. Parakura Shernak again gets to dummy half. They work towards this right-hand side. The pass a little high for Warren, but running into that hole goes Taria Orere. Well, she's had a great start to this game and gets a well-deserved try.
Just kind of read that one like a book. You could see it coming. They opened up that gap. Just had to feed it through in the end.
It was interesting. The pass from dummy half probably wasn't the best. As we watch on this replay, the pass just goes in behind her, Warren. She has to go back and retrieve it.
Yeah, there
but
you go.
Still has time to settle and put her fullback straight into a hole. They had numbers on that side. They had 3 or 4.
Could have raffled it.
Yeah.
It could have been, you know what? It could have been that pass over the back. It's just stifled the run, and opened that up. But I was about to say it's only 10 points, Donnie.
Yeah.
But, we're past the halfway mark of this first term, and we see this kick. Oh, it's a good effort, but
she really doesn't waste any time with the conversions, does she?
Jace, what have you got for us down on pitch side, mate? What's the vibe like now?
Look, North Beach have just made us their first sub, with the only play they can sub, I suppose, which is unfortunate. But just watching them in their huddle, while the while the kick was coming, and they're just on their haunches, and they're working hard, right?
They do look tight.
They need to find some sort of spark, and that run before,
we're watching the replay here.
Hopefully could spark them.
Yeah, look, they just look tired. We'll probably keep going to you through the rest of the game, but they definitely, I mean, looking at them walk back to their marks now, they look like they've played a whole game of rugby league. It's not the team that we witnessed last week, Donnie, that's for sure.
No, you're certainly right. There's a few outs from last week, and again, short on numbers. It looks like a less experienced team. That they've still got a bit of strike in their side, but maybe just lacking a little bit in the forwards. Not quite being able to set the same platform, but they don't seem like they've showed up with the same energy they had last week either. As Maria Edwards gets that ball from the kick-off. North Beach just trying to get their defensive line set and trying to stop Joondalup from just rolling through like they are. And again, let's give credit to the Giants, although Smiler comes up with a mistake there, but let's give credit to the Giants. They've been fantastic.
Coming through with just vigour. Like, I could appreciate if you're not on. If you're not on, it's hard enough to get yourself up, but when you've got an offensive line that's coming at you with that much energy and that much pace, oh my God, I tell you what, it's going to be a bruising game for the home side if they can't find something.
Well, they've got an opportunity here. Scrum feed up on halfway. Funga goes right to the line. Allen, she looks the most likely, and there she goes, exploding through the hole. You're not going to catch April Allen.
What an absolute superstar. If someone was going to do it, it's going to be the fullback for North Beach, April Allen. You can't miss her in the headgear, and you can't miss her because she's one of the fastest on the pitch as well. Mate, I said you were going to call her name a lot. And there you go. First points for Sea Eagles off a fantastic run from April Allen.
Well, gets them back in the game, straight from the scrum win. And just hit the hole of Shamondale Vanga. Took it to the line. We saw it down the other end with the Joondalup Giants fullback just hitting a hole to perfection. This was even better.
Oh, look at that.
Well, as soon as she got into open field, you weren't going to catch her. She's got to be one of the quickest players in the competition.
Jace might need to get some water, a bucket of water out there to extinguish the fire on her boots.
Oh, how are the wheels?
Oh,
how are the wheels?
Fantastic.
Well, just like that, North Beach could find themselves well and truly back in the game. Gabby Mouet from right in front. You'd think that she'll knock this over. Moves in, strikes it perfectly. And it's 14 points to 6 on the Fuel to Go and Play scoreboard. Here in the Westpac Women's Premiership. North Beach back within 8. It doesn't feel like they're a team that is only 8 behind, but they are.
A 20-point game at the moment.
Well, it only takes one mistake. That one mistake from Kiri Smiler gave North Beach some sort of field position, and they didn't need much of an invitation. And that's the beauty, I think, about this. Well, there's a short kick-off. Ooh. That is some clever rugby league from Anika Stevens. Just doing the short drop out. Everyone from North Beach was back 20 metres. Now they've earned a penalty.
Yeah. I tell you, it's fantastic. A side as big and strong, the defending premier, to go, you know, we're up 14-6, but we're going to play a bit of risky rugby league as well. Like, you got to love that.
Absolutely. Well, now they've got an opportunity to get those 6 points straight back. Haraku Shuranak works to Warren. Warren takes to the line, gets the late offload. Herrera. Well, an important tackle there from Rogers. They work towards a blind side. They get down low. Another good tackle. That's a very good tackle there from North Beach. Try saver. So now they try and bash and barge their way over the line. Well, there's got to be some space out wide if they can get it there. Goes to Jupp. Jupp towards the line. Ripping at the ball there, Lowndes. Jupp holds onto it. Goes to Stevens. Stevens fires a pass to Maria Edwards. She gets down low and scores the try. And there is the class that is the Joondalup Giants and Anika Stevens.
Well, it was a really good defensive set up to that point, but I was about to say they weren't moving that ball much at all. Stuck in that far corner. But then, of course, when you've got 2 or 3 tackles in that corner and you're consolidating the defence, and you can spread it wide, open it up, and then again, that numbers on the left, could have raffled it.
Yeah.
Jace, how'd you see that, Jace?
Yeah, exactly how you saw that just then. I thought North Beach might hold them up there, but look, again, it's just the class at the moment. They're smarts. Get to the open side, and it's an easy walkover, really.
Donnie, I'll ask you this question. So, last year we saw the Giants for the first time, being bridesmaids for so many years, finally break their duck and break the competition duck by being the second team, only the second team to claim a premiership. We've seen them twice now, and I know it's a bit much after only seeing them twice, but I think there appears to be a maturity in the side, and I know that we've got some really experienced players that have been around for a long time, but just the way they play and as a unit, they seem to be playing with some more authority than what I saw them over the last few years. I don't know what do you think?
Well, I think obviously breaking their duck, and after having they played in 4 of those 5 grand final losses to the Ellenbrook Rabbitohs. They were the team that, as you say, were the constant bridesmaids. And after they won it, I actually expected a few of these sort of older players to actually retire and finish on top. But we've seen that another season's come around. We've got Chanel Edwards, we've got Anika Stevens, we've got players like that are still out there and looking to go back to back. They're not satisfied with one.
They look like they want something.
They're not
playing like they want something.
With one.
Yeah, they want another. It's almost like they don't need to prove anything, but it looks like they're out there looking like they want to show everybody that they're here to play, and we're going to prove you. Yeah. We're going to prove it again.
Well, they've certainly been impressive in the opening couple of rounds, but a long way to go. It is a long season. The Stevens again tips it wider out to Topaz Porter.
Slipped over.
Oh, she tried to step in field and just lost her footing. No injury though, and that's the positive for the Giants. So they come over towards the middle of the field with Edwards. Edwards just rumbling forward. Another play the ball. Stevens, she's just the puppet master out there at the moment. The kick is deep, a difficult one to take, and it's put down by Ruby.
Just held my breath there, Donnie. The Chasers just kind of held off. They held off a bit of respect there. In the end, though, probably just the having those Chasers run you down got in your head, and look for the Giants are in another position that it's going to be tough to keep them out.
Yeah, you'd think they're going to get across here at some point in this set of 6. It would take a monumental effort from North Beach to hold them out. Tulahui trying to do exactly that. Parakura Shernak works the blind side. So they struggle towards the line, and they're not going to be able to stop them from getting over. Another try. Sienna Hodgsekic gets across, and the floodgates feel like they've opened, Dave.
Yeah, you just feel like the dam has burst. But again, I mean, leaving that play with that high ball, they're up. They've been dominating, but they're playing as a team that they're ruthless. They're looking for the opportunity. They're looking to take a few risks. And I tell you what, I love that. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. The Joondalup Giants, and I think you pointed it out perfectly that they would have watched that game last week and thought, we cannot take this North Beach side lightly, even if they come out with 9 players. Like they are a team to be reckoned with. So that they're not coming with any complacency at all, and it doesn't look like they're coming with any mercy either. As that one is piloted over, and it's 24 points to 6 on the fuel to go and play scoreboard.
Having said that, Donnie, as well, I went back and watched the tape from last week, and I think that Ellenbrook maybe had a bit of that mindset going into that game, because it took them a half a footy to sort of click in, and we saw we saw them just find something in the last 15 because when Beach went over, because I was sitting in the studio, when Beach went over, like, yes, they're going to win this game. But then Ellenbrook sort of turned up. They were like, well, we haven't been here for 3/4 of footy. We're going to turn up now. No doubt, the Giants have watched that tape and gone, this team, we've got to be on. We've got to be playing our best game, and they are not giving any quarter.
Yeah, there was a calmness, I think, about Ellenbrook last week. There's like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to click, and then
you've got to make it happen.
And then, it got to 16-6 with 15 to go, and they've gone, hang on.
Yeah. And that's having said that, it's going to happen. That is the opposite of what I've seen with Joondalup do tonight. They are trying to look for every opportunity, regardless of where they are on the scoreboard. We want to score. We want to put pressure on.
And that one is ruled a knock-on eventually. Matanga made a bit of a meal of that from the kick-off. Dropped it over her shoulder. I think the first one was okay, but then as she went to pick it up, there was a little bobble.
Just on the ankles, yeah. Well, we've got just over 90 seconds to go in the half, so maybe Beach can add something here before they go into the sheds.
Well, it would be huge if they could. As you say, it's not too long left until half-time. Well, Toby one off the ruck and straight away with a knock-on. The pass too far out in front of Toby. She's knocked it on at any chance they had of heading into the sheds with momentum.
Coach Killers.
Gone.
It's just not a great way to end the half.
Well, again, get down to Jace. I mean, with that play from the scrum, mate, do you see in the body language of the North Beach side, did you see heads drop, or is there any signs that there's a chance they can come back?
Yeah, it's demoralising. You get yourself into a good position. Only 90 seconds left. You can look to go over and get a little bit closer before half time. But look, I think that's been the story of their night. Just unforced errors.
Well, let's see now if the Giants can really make them pay in the final stages of this half. Well, no, they can't. The siren has sounded, and that is half-time here at Blueforce Park in the Westpac Women's Premiership. It's 24 points to 6. The Giants well and truly in control of this one. We'll take a break, be back with the second half shortly. Well, g'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Blueforce Park for the second half of round 3 of the Westpac Women's Premiership between the North Beach Sea Eagles and the Joondalup Giants. It is the visitors leading 24 points to 6 at half-time. I'm Donnie Bell. I'm joined by Dave McRae. Dave, do you see any chance of North Beach getting back into this, or are they playing for pride in this second half?
Well, it's a fair way to come back when you don't have much on the bench, if anything. But if you'd asked me the same question last week, I'd say absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the way that North Beach played last week was just fantastic. And it's a side, we mentioned at the program, it's a side that has been building over a period, and a side that's actually shown some really good improvement over a period. And last week, if it wasn't for a mistake in the last few minutes, they could have gone on to win it. They just need to find that again. If they can find that, who knows?
Absolutely. As we're back underway for the second half, we might cross down to Jason Gabriel. I'm sure you had your ear against both huddles, mate. What information were you able to pick up?
Oh, look, from a Joondalup point of view, the challenge for them is to continue and not allow North Beach to get back into this game. So there's a good start so far, but for North Beach, they need to start well. They didn't do that in the first half, and for this second half, if they can start really well, get some territory and some pressure on defensively, then things might happen for them.
We see a very, very good set of 6 developing for the Giants. First one of this second 30, and Maria Edwards taking that one forward. One of the try scorers for the Giants on tackle 5. It comes to Stevens for the finishing touches. The kick across field. That one bounces terribly, and I think there's a touch on that one before it goes dead from Rogers, so I think it'll be a goal line dropout. She tried to leapfrog it. She tried to get over the top of it, not knock it over the dead ball line, but
it was a good chase as well. It was a good chase, and that's probably the difference between the two sides at the moment. One team just wanting every inch, and the other side just waiting for something to happen. Speaking of waiting for something to happen, look who's got the ball in hand.
Well, maybe they just need another 13 of April Allen.
April Allen, I'll tell you what, wouldn't that be a great game to watch?
A short dropout. Comes off the legs there of Warren, but the Giants still able to get to the ball before the North Beach chasers can get through. Warren, quick play the ball. Parakura Shernak steps out, gets it to Edwards. Edwards powers towards the line, gets the offload away. Now through the middle goes Gilmore Spence. Put down onto a back. North Beach already on life support this game for them. They're holding on. Inaru Thompson slowing down Warren, who's got the ball a few times. Now it goes a long pass from Stevens out to Moika. She steps back infield. She's been hard to handle at times. Good contact from Mouet. And I think maybe the second player coming over the top.
Double movement.
A double movement against the Giants.
Good defensive set.
Very good defensive set. They've come out and shown that they're not giving up. They're not going away. They're going to have a crack. So they find the sideline after receiving the penalty. The Giants go back about 15 metres further than they needed to. They come back up to meet North Beach.
Just need a good set of 6, Donnie.
They do, and
that's a good run.
Here's another good run from Rogers. Rogers is coming off that wing, and it's really shown good leg speed. It just seems to be faster than most of her other teammates in what she's doing. I don't know if she's the most experienced rugby league player, but
she looks quick.
Yeah, she's certainly willing. And is doing some good things whenever she gets the opportunity.
We want to see Beach score fair. If Beach can get over the line, give the ball to April Allen. If they can get over the line first, you never know.
Certainly don't. It's a funny game, rugby league.
Oh, just make it a contest, Donny. We love a contest.
We do. Sometimes we kind of end up cheering for the underdog, the team that's behind.
Oh, here we go. Here's a good run.
Well, there's a mistake, though, at the back end of it. The offload from Tiruhui, who we know is a dangerous player in her own right. I know we're calling for April Allen, but they've got a few players that can really break this game open. But it just feels like those players are being forced to overplay their hand tonight.
Yeah, there's a little bit too much on too few at the moment. No doubt about that.
Whereas the Giants, they've just a bunch of role players, a bunch of players doing their job, and epitomising that is Gilmore-Spence, Shanae Gilmore-Spence, who has just got through her work, done what she has to do, and plays the role that her team needs her to, as Anika Stevens looks to take on the line, gets the offload to Smiler. Smiler
just class.
Gets a piggyback. Now, Parakura Shernak, after the quick play the ball from Kiri Smiler, dives over, and the Giants extend their lead.
Just absolute class. Anika Stevens, quick play the ball, and then, she's like a fine wine, Donny. Just gets better and better and better.
Absolutely.
Again, you mentioned with thinking that there were a few that might have hung up the boots, but mate, she could go for another 10 years at that pace.
Certainly. And,
look at this.
Whenever you get a chance to have a chat to Anika Stevens, as we see this, again, quick play the ball from Kiri Smiler and Parakura Shernak just diving over from dummy half. But every time you get a chance to chat with Anika Stevens, it sounds like she would love to be able to retire. But
it's the draw of rugby league.
I think that the body wants to retire. The brain says, I can keep going. Yeah. I can do it again.
Well, the body's looking pretty good at the moment, if we're honest. It's looking like she's, spring chicken out there at the moment. So
that's a fair point too, mate. She, absolute superstar, and I think when you get that experience, you just know what you can do and what you can't do, and more efficient player.
Yes,
I think,
yes. As an experienced player, you know how to have a bigger impact by doing less, don't you? You know where to go, how to go, where to go, what to play, which space. You use that your footy brain rather than having to work your legs hard. Get the young'uns to do that, and you go where you need to go. But she's still looking like she could go around another couple of times. That's for sure, and especially when you're setting aside 28 to 6.
It's very, very helpful when you've got a. It's a mistake there from Bunce.
She's just looked over her shoulder, I reckon. I just saw she's just looked over left. I think she was telegraphing the offload before she actually took hold of that.
I'll say one thing for Anika Stevens. It's a bit easier to look this good when you're playing behind a forward pack that is this
absolutely. Absolutely.
Always like to give some credit to the pigs in the middle. As
they're looking like a fantastic rugby league side at the moment, Donny. We talk about premiership hangovers and stuff. They look like they just want it again, and they are hungry for it.
Absolutely. So now North Beach, though, trying to add some respectability to this scoreline. Now Morrison just trying to find some space in behind the ruck. Parakura Shernak lifts up the leg. Gets some help to roll her onto her back. Still gets up, plays the ball quickly. Tiruhui tries to go from dummy half and runs into Morrison.
I reckon she took her eyes off that.
Well, she just saw the quick play the ball, no markers, and thought, this is my chance, this is it. And unfortunately runs into her own teammate.
Like one step forward, 2 steps back at the moment.
Yes.
Look, they're still willing. Haven't really seen heads drop. But at 28 to 6.
Well, the Giants after the scrum win. Move the ball up over the 20-metre line, and a little gallop out of dummy half, running into Hinaru Thompson. Danielle Parker waiting there as well to add her assistance. Gilmore Spence tips that one on. Goes into that ball playing Isaiah Yeo type lock roll. Seen her as ball runner quite often. That one turned underneath to Edwards. Edwards powering. Had the arms free. No thought of an offload. Just wants a quick play the ball. They're really rolling now. Kiri Smiler. Well, how often have we seen this tonight? Hard to handle. Quick play. The ball finds the front. And on the back of that, the Giants on the final tackle. The kick is high. Taken well
good take
by Brittany Rogers.
A really good take.
Well, under plenty of pressure from Mata Moika. There's now Lowndes put onto her back and slowed down as Chanel Edwards looks at the referee and just waits for the instruction.
It's like, I'm going to sit here as long as I can until you tell me to move.
Well, that's been the difference, I think, between the teams. It's Joondalup are really controlling the ruck there as Danielle Parker takes a hit up. Put down unmercilessly. No respect from the Giants there. Comes out wide to Morrison. Morrison just shovels out the back to Toby. Toby, she does the same to April Allen. And April Allen, look out. Beats one, beats two. And then into the backfield. April Allen with the fullback to beat. Into the way. And Anika Stevens comes from behind. And the tackle from Orere as well. Now Toby. They look to go back to April Allen. They can't get to the ball. And the tackle is made. That is the final tackle of that set. Well, it is. It's under 10 stuff. It just get the ball to April and hope that she can tear them apart.
I thought it was poetic that she was taken down by Stevens.
Well, Anika Stevens, she just keeps chasing, keeps pursuing. Was there to help out her fullback to make that all-important tackle. To prevent April Allen's second try. Topaz Porter looked to split the markers, but didn't have quite the agility that she thought she had. That one on the bounce to Stevens. She makes sure she secures possession, and after the bounce goes through the hole. Tirahui just holds onto her
fingernails,
whatever she could grab hold of there. Now Herrera fires one out, and that one's going to be knocked backwards by Bunch. She goes back, dives on it. All backwards, so play on. They do have one final play. It goes to Herrera for the kick. They weren't very organised then. That was one of the most disorganised plays we've seen tonight from Joondalup.
It was everyone was just sitting watching that, weren't they?
We might go down to Jace. Jace, I mean, have the Giants shifted their side somewhat and maybe brought on a few bench players to give them some minutes in this second half?
Yeah, they certainly have, and why wouldn't you if you've got that luxury at the moment? They're more than comfortably leading this game, and it's a great opportunity to really get some other players into the contest and challenge them as well.
Well, it comes out, and here's another good run down the sideline. Goes Rogers, but he's rounded up and does well just to stay in the field of play in the end.
I've been really impressed with her game, Johnny. It was a good take down the other end as well.
It was. Parker centres it on the final play. Funga on the left. They go to her. It's April Allen on a left-hand shoulder.
Good kick.
Allen is chasing through along with Ada Cox. It's picked up in the in-goal. Allen pursues and makes a very good tackle, but getting back into the field of play there.
Just.
Oh, great stuff. I think that might be Sophie Foxcroft, was that got back into the field of play for the Giants?
I think you might be right, 14, yeah, my list.
Good stuff there from Joondalup. So again, go through the middle. Gilmore Spence, an absolute tireless workhorse.
This half, we're only 13 minutes in. It feels a little bit better than it did for Beach in the first. they appear to be sort of making more opportunity. Oh, look at her go again. Bloody hell.
Well, there's 5 broken tackles in that one run from Anika Stevens. And we're going to see a kick from Chanel Edwards. It's not a bad one. A difficult one to take. Dropped over the shoulder of Rogers. Should be play on and is. And then she runs into the kicker's shoulder. Well, Chanel Edwards is showing she can do absolutely everything.
I think she was just clipped on the way through, and then I'll tell you what, though, she got straight back up, meeting a brick wall and bounced right off. And
well, that was the Chanel Edwards version of a chip and
carefully
chase.
too, guys. I'm not sure she has a mouth guard in.
I think in saying that, Jace, I think you might be right. I haven't seen a mouth guard either. Leading with your face, that's not a good idea.
I don't think she does.
Good run there from Lowndes. Centrefield 20 out. The North Beach side have got themselves into a decent spot, and once again getting into a decent spot. And
it's painful. It's painful at the moment.
It's Mel Toby again, but it's not really Mel Toby's fault on either of those occasions. She had the one in the first half, the terrible pass right out in front of her, and she couldn't get to it. That one was down around her ankles.
Building up this excitement, they could get towards the line, and they just let you down, Donnie. Oh well. Look, again, I think the second half looks for me significantly better than their first. Sorry, Jace, go ahead.
I was just going to say, just Brittany Rogers has just seen the trainer behind play. She's just getting back up to the line now. She just, I think her finger might have come out of the socket maybe.
Lovely.
She just got something, got it looked after and straight back out there.
Magic spray.
Absolutely. Well, not for the faint-hearted is rugby league. Brittany Rogers showing her toughness and will to play for her teammates. Certainly plenty of dedication from the North Beach side. Out there on the park, taking on a very tough Joondalup Giants side. One of the favourites for the premiership once again. The defending premiers. So get through another set. Gilmore Spence tips that one onto Jupp. Jupp runs into Annette Morrison. One of the better defenders in our comp, but she keeps struggling forward. Jupp. Post-contact meters, she's still going. Eventually the referee has to call held, otherwise she would have gone all the way to the try line. It goes to Stevens. She drops that one over the top, and Ruby just says, I don't want anything to do with that. Happy to watch that one go into touch.
Another good set from the Giants. Just continue looking to put pressure on.
Again, they just been very clinical in what they've done in this second half. They were brilliant, I thought, in the first half. This second 30, they're just getting through their sets, doing what they have to do to get the W at the end of the day.
Just doing the right things right. But again, I think this is a much better half from Beach. Still got 13 to play. Hopefully they can get over the line at least once. But they do look... they look like they found something.
Yeah, they've been a bit sharper, I think, in this second half. A little slow to begin the game, but they're getting into their work as Lowndes catches that one a long way behind the advantage line and actually lose territory on that play.
Oh, she's down too.
She's gone down after playing the ball. Tough job moving from the wing last week to play at lock forward here today. Two very, very different roles. So get to the final tackle, put the kick in. It's going to be allowed to bounce. It bounces over the top of Kennedy Joe Solomon, who's gone back to fullback.
Oh, she's dropped it.
And the
she's
ball
off.
comes free. Tiluhui and flopping in, giving away that penalty. North Beach, they want to tap and go. They don't want to wait. Out of the way, Liam. Let's go. Here comes Muay. She straightens, runs into Edwards and Jupp. So a great opportunity now for the Sea Eagles. So they struggle towards the line there. McCaskill out to the left. Come in behind the ruck and they go towards the line again. Can't get there. Goes to Toby. Toby to Funga. Funga fires it out and put
Still
down.
on.
It's gone backwards. Cox cleans it up. Still a chance. Ada Cox for the sideline. Goes into the corner. Dives in. Touch judge says yes. Referee says yes. Ada Cox scores for the Sea Eagles. Well, a very good try there. Nice little in and away. Ada Cox just went back, cleaned up a loose ball. As we watch on the replay. Well, that's the aftermath of the try. And, we see now April Allen is going to have the conversion attempt from out wide. But a good try for Ada Cox. As North Beach gets some just rewards for what's been but a pretty good second half performance. Jace, just down to you. I mean, is there a little bit more positivity, I suppose, from North Beach than we saw in the first half?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was good reward for their defensive effort this half. Obviously, at this point in the first, they'd given up about 3 tries or 4 tries already. So to only give up 1 and have some better, possession in their front half has been much better from them. So look, there's a little bit to go, but if they can get closer, I think you'd be happy with that.
It did feel like they were due. It felt like they were going to score. Hopefully they got one or two more under their belt.
One waved away.
Red line, red line, red line.
Red line. Red line. Where's that coming from, Jace? Who's calling red line?
The red line.
Well, there you go. I wonder what that means.
Right there, April, right there.
Well, maybe just a set where they want to get to the 40-metre line and put a kick down the other end of the field, perhaps. That's the red line on the field, the 40 metres. So that might be their target in this set of 6 after scoring points.
Right.
Make sure they secure possession. Had to wait a long time to get the right bounce there, Brittany Rogers. And charges back into the defence. She's got that finger back in place. Thompson runs at Edwards and Jupp. They get to the first of those red lines. And beyond that mark. Good run there from Markey. Now underneath for Morrison. Morrison half through a hole, but you're not getting away from Parakura Shernak, who holds on. Tulahui gets out of dummy half, takes the metres on offer, stands in the tackle, can't get the pass away. Tackle 5, a good set from North Beach. It comes out, they put a little kick in behind, just into no man's land, bobbing around, and Joondalup diffuse it just in front of the North Beach chasers.
That was a better chase, Donny. That was a better chase.
Again, we were critical of some of their kick chase work in that first half, and they've turned everything around in this second 30. Well, almost certainly too little too late, but maybe something for them to take into next week with a bit of confidence.
Well, we spoke about the comp only having 4 teams in it now. You can't be off, can you? You can't be off. We saw it again last week with Ellenbrook at this ground. They probably just thought, we'll turn up, we'll get it done. No, you can't. You've got to do it. The competition is so close now. If you're just 10% off, you got to get done.
We go now through Smiler. It's the Giants looking to work their way back into it. Arere, been one of the Giants' best. Good tackle down low from Lowndes. Now again to Stevens. Stevens is again allowed to run to the line. Kick down to Ruby. Takes that one on the full. Well, she's dropped the ball. She never really looked like she wanted it.
Didn't look comfortable at all. Almost willing her teammate to the left of her to get in position so I can get rid of this. Like it was on fire. And well, the visitors are now in a really good position to add more pain to the scoreboard.
They're looking to finish with a flurry, the Joondalup Giants. Now Warren looks like she's ready, one off the ruck. Look for Tario Herrera, who's positioned deeper. They turn it underneath though and go to Maria Edwards. She almost just puts that one over her head over the line. They work down a short side with Smiler. Smiler carries 1, 2 over the line. Slams it down and she'll enjoy that. Kiri Smiler.
As our friend James Sullivan would say, get out of my way! As she burrows over the line. Couldn't stop her. Can't stop the Joondalup Giants. We see it here again on the replay.
We're just isolating a bigger player with a smaller player. Bang, Smiler. Wasn't that much smaller a player. It was Nikita Markey that she ran over the top of there, opposite front row. But well, she made it look like easy work, did Kiri Smiler.
Well, the three other sides, obviously Ellenbrook have played the Giants. We saw that. What a cracking game that was in round one. But Freo, you get to play Freo. I'll tell you what, I'd be watching the first two games from the Giants right now. They are, of course, they are the defending premier, but they are the team to beat. They are bringing it in 2024. There's no doubt about that.
The Roosters, the one team we haven't seen on the local media services company broadcast so far this season. So I'm sure we'll get them in the coming weeks. But yeah, the Joondalup Giants, we've seen them twice, and they've been victorious on both occasions tonight. A little bit more convincing than they were in round one. And North Beach, they were very close last week, but 0 from 2 on the broadcast game. They did have a win in round one, though, over the Roosters.
And in that regard, I mean, the Roosters, they're a good side, you know. So you throw a blanket over, you know, all these four teams. And as I said, if you're just 10% off, you know, if I'm North Beach, I'm looking back on this. Actually, you know what? I'm watching both games back to back. I'm watching last week's game and I'm watching this week's game, and I'm like, well, you played 3 halves of footy, girls. The first half of this game, you didn't turn up, but you've played, you know, 3 decent halves of footy. If you do that each week, you know, you can contest. You'll be in the mix.
Well, as we get towards the back end of this one, just a couple of minutes remaining. Giants, and again, Chanel Edwards. Well, she's seen a front row partner score a try. She wants to get a meat pie of her own. Now they work to the right-hand side. Warren on her knees, can't get the pass away. Parakura Shernak goes to Edwards. Emery Edwards, some late footwork. She wants a double. She gets a double. Well, the Giants, they are rolling now, and the North Beach Sea Eagles, they are desperately listening for that full-time siren.
You might be able to add some expertise on this, Donnie, but with only 4 teams, what do we play as far as finals? Do we play a top 3? Do we play like...
I think it's a top 4. Everyone makes finals.
I reckon I'm sure the operations manager Caleb Reedy is watching. Maybe he could enlighten us on text if you're listening, Caleb. But I would have thought maybe number 1 top goes through to the first week, and then 2 and 3 play off, and 4 miss out. It's got to be a reward for something, surely.
There's got to be somebody miss out. I feel like we have seen it in the past where all 4 teams make finals, and that conversion attempt is successful. Just opening up a sizable advantage now. 38 points to 10 on the fuel to go and play scoreboard.
And it's funny because in the first half, I'd suggest that scoreboard was reflective of what I saw. In the second half, again, the Giants probably on top, but not by if you'd only watch in the second half, you'd think, wow, that's significant.
Yeah, I think North Beach have kind of dropped their bundle the last couple of minutes, which is understandable. Again, you're low on numbers, you're well behind on the scoreboard, and Kerry Smiler scores that try, and you think, well, that's it. Let's go home now, and we might cross down to Jace one last time before full time. I mean, what's the mood like? I mean, from both benches. Are they a bit dejected there at North Beach?
Oh, look, I would say a little. Nobody likes losing, but look, it's a tough day at the office, right? They know they didn't rock up in the first half, and they need to be better than that if they're going to be, competitive during this season. And they've shown that, and maybe numbers has hurt them tonight, but the Joondalup team have been very jovial, and they take the chocolates tonight.
Absolutely. As the full-time siren sounds in the background, 38 points to 10 victory for the Joondalup Giants. They had a number of very good performers. Emery Edwards with a double for Topaz Porter as well. Taria Herrera, Tyra Parakura Shernak, Kiri Smiler, and Sienna Hodge-Sekic all getting across the stripe for the Giants, while April Allen and Ada Cox are the North Beach try scorers. And we'll look to see if Jace can go and grab one of the Giants players to have a bit of a chat about how they've felt getting that victory there tonight, Dave.
Yeah, and again, I mentioned it a few times. They just look like a really powerful unit. They actually look more impressive than they did last year, to be honest. And that could be because they've come to North Beach today, having seen what North Beach almost did to Ellenbrook last week. But geez, they look strong. They look really, really strong. We haven't seen Freo yet, but they look like they're hungry. And for a side that tasted premiership success last year, that's come out and playing with the vigour that they're playing, I'll tell you what, for mine, again, having not seen Freo, they look like they want to be the team to beat.
Yeah, I've got to say, when I saw the team lists for this game, I sort of looked at the Joondalup team and thought, well, that looks stronger than the team from round one. I straight away thought they're going to be very hard to beat. That is a formidable forward pack. I was particularly impressed with the 13. She's probably a player that goes a little unsung at times. Shanae Gilmore-Spence, I thought she was very, very good and set a platform. Anika Stevens, obviously outstanding in everything that she does. And of course, Emery Edwards finished with a double. Good reward for a high-class forward. But their two prop forwards very good as well. Kira Smiler and Chanel
absolutely.
Edwards.
Just and you highlighted a few, Nick Stevens, etc. But it's just an all-round team performance, and you mentioned that during the call. They're just every single player just doing their part. Just a really, really well-oiled machine. A team, not a team of champions, but a champion team, and they just look really strong. They really do.
I certainly think that's one of the benefits of this Giants team is everybody knows their role. Everyone knows what they've got to do. I think that was something, particularly in the first half, that was lacking a little bit from North Beach. That they didn't quite know exactly what they had to do, and everyone was trying to do. Or there was a couple of players trying to do too much.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're going to... look who he's got. We're going down to Jace Gabriel now. You've got the superstar for the Giants. Off you go, mate.
She loves media too.
I do. Superstar, first game back. I wanted to ask, you guys do really well. What?
Got a game plan and do the basics well. That's pretty much.
Now, you.
Not bad actually. I thought I was going to be blowing a bit more, but my forwards did a lot of work, so all I had to do was direct on the outside.
Now, you go on to next week, a good win tonight. How do you keep momentum into next week?
Training. Get into training. It's a struggle each week, but as long as we get to training and keep building those steps, we should be fine, hopefully.
Well,
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jace. Just lost it. But I tell you what, Donnie, training. She said training. Right, for me, that's it. They just do the things right, you know. She did nothing fancy. We just need to train. That's all we need to do. We just need to train. And today, all they did is every single one of them came and they played rugby league. I know that sounds really simplistic, but that's the side right now that is just humming.
You say it's really simplistic. Yeah. But it's rugby league.
Yeah.
Right, rugby league's a simple game.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we overcomplicate it, and Anika Stevens there just very, very good at honing in on the fact that it's a simple game to do the simple things right, and you'll get the results.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's exactly what Joondalup did tonight. A fantastic performance from them. Disappointment for North Beach. They'll regroup. Hopefully they can get to training as well and get a few more numbers down in weeks to come. But it's been an entertaining game. The Joondalup Giants, 38 points to 10 winners. That's it from Blueforce Park. Thank you very much to Dave McRae, Jason Gabriel. I've been Donnie Bell. We'll see you next week.